Welcome back to Small Batch Miniatures Games. I'm Raymond. Today we're continuing our mini campaign of Silver Bayonet Egypt by Joseph McCulloch. This is an expansion for Silver Bayonet, which is a gothic horror skirmish game. In this story so far, the Ottoman Silver Bayonet squad has been able to clear out a nest of bandits from a nearby ruin. They're on a quest, however, for something called the Temple of Sobek. In the Temple of Sobek, they will find great riches to enhance the Sultan and help in the war effort versus the French. However, no one knows where the Temple of Sobek is. In fact, the only record of its whereabouts is supposedly buried with an ancient pharaoh in his tomb. Now, my Silver Bayonet unit has been able to track down that tomb, that pharaoh's tomb, and hopefully they can find some sort of clue that can lead them to the Temple of Sobek without angering the resident pharaoh's mummy. So let's get right into the game. If you like learning about new games, make sure and subscribe to Small Batch Miniatures Games. Enjoy today's Silver Bayonet episode. First, we got to do some rolling to see if there were casualties last time, because remember, we had 2 characters down last turn. I'm going to just roll for their injuries real fast. This is Sirhan. He's my irregular. He's fine. And then we've got Halim, my infantryman. And with an 8, he's fine as well. So that was nice and lucky. I'm going to go ahead and set these guys up, and then we'll go over our scenario for today. My Silver Bayonet squad has tracked down the location of the Pharaoh's last resting place here, and so their mission is going to be find a clue that will lead them to the Temple of Sobek here. And so we've got some clue markers scattered around, and there's several inside. Once they get inside the mausoleum, there will be several clue markers inside there too. Anywhere where you see sort of this, these little rocks, and these are going to be difficult terrains. This is loose sand or rubble. Over in the far corner, we've got maybe a small tributary of the Nile there, as well as a boat that the team can use as a quick escape if they need it. And everybody is entering in on this corner. This mission is kind of a tweak of the 3rd solo mission out of the Egypt book. I'm going to be using a very similar event table and clue marker table in there, except if I get the Ace of Spades, that will mean that they have found a map to the Temple of Sobek. If they don't manage to find that in one of the canoptic jars, then there is a sarcophagus that contains the pharaoh's remains in here, and they can search that if they haven't found the Ace of Spades in one of the other canoptic jars. So we're going to begin here. I'm going to be moving 4 of my Silver Bayonet unit up, and then skeletons will go, and then I'll move the rest of my guys. All right, I'll move my leader up here. He can go 6, and then he's going to take a sprint. Let's see how far he can go. So he's going to be able to go full 10 inches here. My irregular here is going to do the same. And yeah, he's going 10 inches. And I'll move another irregular, who's going to be moving 10 inches. And one more character, I will make it my native scout here. And he's going to be moving 10 inches as well. All right, time to do some skeletons. These guys can move 6. They are practically immune to shooting unless you roll real hot. So I'm going to need to let them get closer to him and take him out in melee. So we'll have this guy move up his 6. Guardians of the door there. And then we've got this guy over here, and you can definitely see that there's some intruders. And he's going to come and check that out. Go ahead and move the rest of my squad here I might take a couple of shots with a couple of these guys. Let's go with the, let's get our magician up here first. And then we'll move our medic up. And he can go full 10, so we'll just hang out up here as well. We've got 2 characters armed with muskets here. So I'm going to move them up like so. And we'll take some shots here. So we'll take a shot with a Janissary first. And he is going to be firing at that skeleton up there. Hey, nice shot. That's a 17. That does hit. Unfortunately, this skeleton has 8 points of damage reduction for shooting attacks. So it just goes, you know, maybe it breaks a couple rib bones or something like that, but the skeleton doesn't care. You really got to get a hit on the backbone or something to destroy it. We'll take a shot with this guy back here and see if he can do any better. And he almost has a gun malfunction there. On a double 1, he would have had a malfunction in his rifle. But that's going to be the end of round 1. I will go ahead and roll on the event table here. And that's going to be a 7. So we get a snake swarm and a random table corner. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. And so that's 3. So over by the boat there, snakes are going to come out of the water. All right, let's start with my irregular here. He's going to try and move up into combat here. And yeah, he can go 8 inches. So he can definitely get in contact here using his saber. That's not going to do it. I'm going to save my my dice pool for later on. So the skeleton's going to get to slap back here, and it's pretty ineffective as well. So I can move another character up. Let's get the local guide up there. He's going to need a decent roll here for his sprint, but he gets it, so he can move all the way up into contact with that skeleton. Take a swing. That's an 11. That is not quite enough. Does he have... Now he adds his melee. So yeah, so even with an 11, he adds 1 for his melee, and this skeleton takes the hit. It only has 1 health. And so the skeleton is down. My leader is going to move up, and he'll go ahead and take a shot with one of his pistols, and it hits the skeleton. It breaks a leg or something like that, or an arm, but doesn't actually take down the skeleton. Go ahead and have this irregular make a run. So he's going to be going 8 inches. He's going to go around this sand pit. And now the skeletons get to go here. So this guy is just going to be going 3 inches here because he's going a long way through that terrain. We've got snake swarm over here. Snake swarms move 5. Now this one's going to go into my native scout there because he's the closest, and the skeleton's going to take a swing here. He adds 1 to this, so that's a 15. Yikes. That is going to go through, that is going to connect with our native scout here. He takes a hit for 5, but he gets to swing back. And that is over 12. The skeleton goes down. They're real easy to knock over when they're in combat, but there's quite a few of them. This one's going to come up next. And I'm going to try the same thing here. That is a 13. That's just what he needed to get a hit. And that's going to do 4 more damage. So my native scout's down to 3 now. Native scout does get to swing back here. And that's a hit, and that'll knock the skeleton down too. So nice swing in there. And then we've got one more skeleton who's going to move up his 6. He can't quite get within an inch of my native scout there, but he's going to be right outside engagement range. I get to move the rest of my team. My wizard is going to move up here. He's going to take a run. So he can go all at 8. So he's going to move around here. Medic is going to move up, try and help out native scout at some point. And so he's going to be moving 8. And then we've got 2 guys over here with muskets. Janissary is going to make a run. And so he's going to be going 10 all the way up here like that. And then my infantryman is just going to move up 6. And he's going to reload. All right, end of the turn, we're going to roll for an encounter here. That's a 10. Oh, that's a mummy in a random table corner. And table corner number 1, so over here, we've got a mummy showing up. I'm going to move my irregular up here, and he's going to take a swing at this skeleton, and that's a hit. And that skeleton's down. What are mummies susceptible to? All right, so they can only be hurt by fire or enchanted attacks. So my magician is going to try and cast, well, he's going to do a little move first, and then he's going to try and cast flaming weapon. So he needs to get a 10 here. He does just get a 10, so he's going to give flaming weapon to this irregular, who can hopefully go and take care of that mummy for us. My leader here is going to be brave, lead by example, and go and punch a skeleton here. Oh no! So my leader massively misses, and the skeleton gets to clap back here. With 12, that's not quite enough to damage my leader, thankfully. So he's going to take a sprint up to here, and he is going to investigate the clue marker. That's our first one, so let's draw a card here and see what we get. Queen. This figure has found the scroll of magic. Okay, so I will keep that for later. Skeletons and enemies are going to be activating next. So we'll start with the skeleton here. He's going to come in and take a chop at my leader. And that's definitely a hit and a wound. That's a 17, and it's going to be 9 damage on my leader. My leader, Hassan Bey, down to 3 wounds, or 4 wounds from that skeleton. He does get to swing back, though. And yeah, he does a lot better than last time, and the skeleton falls into dust. We've got a snake now. It's going to move up 2 inches, and then it's going to be half movement. So it will be another 1.5 inches forward. And then the mummy, going to move 5 up onto this terrain, or right next to it. All right, I can use the rest of my guys now, so let's go ahead and do a sprint with the healer here, the medic. So I can just get within an inch of that guy to be able to heal him next turn. My Janissary is going to reload and fire at the snakes. Six ain't gonna do it. My rifleman will move up, and he is going to take a shot at the snakes as well. Ten's not going to do it here. Let's see. I like that 9, though. Do I want to re-roll the 10? Oh, snakes have a damage reduction 9 against shooting attacks. Wow. Boy. In that case, I need to remind myself who has some salt around here. Looks like both of my irregulars have salt that they got last game. And my doctor has assault bag, but he doesn't have a weapon. He doesn't have a ranged weapon, so maybe I'll have to give him a pistol next time or something, because that's useless without a pistol, without a weapon to load it in. And then who else here? Let's see. This was my irregular who has not activated yet. So he is just outside of pistol range, so he's going to move up, and he's going to take a shot. And this will be with assault attack this time, so that's not going to do it. Let's go ahead and use my let's go ahead and use a yellow dice out of my dice pool here. So I'm re-rolling this. It's the only one I got this game. And a 10 is still not going to do enough. All right, that was everybody. Let's roll on the event table, see what happens. A 10, that's another mummy. And it's going to come out of a random table corner. Oh boy, reinforcements over here. So that is another mummy out of this corner. There must be like another tomb like right over there. Anyhow, so I need to pick 4 of my guys to activate here. We're gonna have this irregular fire with this second pistol. He's gonna load it with salt, fire again. And there we go, that time that did it. And yeah, the snakes only have 6 health, so it's gonna take down the snakes this time. He'll then immediately reload one of his pistols. So he's got one loaded still. I'm gonna have my doctor heal up my native scout for 3, so he's up to 6 now. Well, I can definitely move up here and still be out of range of this mummy. My wizard is also going to move up. He's going to try and give himself flaming weapons, so he's going to cast that. It goes off on a 10. So they both have flaming weapons. They'll both be able to damage mummies. All right, the mummies get to activate. So he's going to move up his 5, and he's going to move up 5. And then the rest of my team can activate here. I think my scout is going to try and move towards this clue marker. See if we can get that before we go inside. So he's going to move around like that. Leader's going to use up a little bit of movement there, and then move up 4. He'll, after he does that, he's going to reload his pistol. Go ahead and make a sprint with our rifleman here. And then we'll make a normal move with our Janissary, and he's going to reload his musket. That's it. Let's see if we roll another mummy here. This is a 4. Normally you would place a revenant. I don't have any revenant models. So I got to decide here whether I want what I want to put out. I think I'm going to put out another mummy because I love mummies. I'm playing Silver Bayonet Egypt. So mummy comes out of the water over there, steps out of the water. All right, it's getting a little bit dangerous down here. We will have my irregular Sirhan. He's going to try and actually sprint all the way over here and get to this mummy if he can. Let's see what he can do. So that's an 8. That'll get him there. So he's going to go to this back mummy. Take a swing with him with his flaming sword here. That's going to be a 16, so that's definitely going to hit the mummy. Yeah, that will do 5 points of damage there. It's also going to set the mummy on fire, and so every time he activates, he's going to be taking 2 wounds. But this mummy still has 8 wounds left, and he's kind of angry now. He gets +2 because he has 2 melee, And he's got +1 damage here. So kind of nasty. Thankfully he misses though. Being on fire probably doesn't help your accuracy. I'm going to move up my magician here, who's going to earn his pay today, and swing at a mummy and miss. Mummy's going to swing back. And that's going to hit. That's going to be 9 damage to my magician. Okay, casual 1 wound remaining. Really excellent there. And so those two are going to step back a little bit. I've got 2 more activations I can do here. Let's, Native Scout needs to go up here and pick up that. So can he do that and then do something else? Yeah, he can get there in 6, although now he'll have to do a sprint, and because that's difficult terrain. And then he grabs the canoptic jar. Let's see what's inside. That's a king. And so that is the scroll of ancient astronomy. Very cool. 1 more activation. Hassan Bey, my leader, is going to move up, make sure that he can get healed later in the turn by the doctor. Okay, we've got some mummies to move. Oh, so first of all, this mummy's going to come and slap at my poor magician here. And that is going to be a 9 + 2. That's going to be an 11 with his bonus. I've got a defense of 13. I'm all right. And I'll slap back here with my burning hands, or burning book that I'm equipped with. That's good. That'll do a hit. And yeah, that will set him on fire there. He's going to take 4 damage and be on fire. And the mummy moves back an inch. We'll go over here. This mummy's going to walk up and take a swing with a big lumbering mummy arm. Even with a bonus of 2 there, it's not going to get through my defense of 13. And so Sirhan's going to swing again here. Hey, there we go. That's over the mummy's defense. That does 9 damage. He takes this mummy out. Nice job, Sirhan. Got 1 more mummy to move over here. He's going to come up as 5 inches. And then I get to activate the rest of my squad. So first of all, the doctor is going to heal my leader back to 1 wound taken. So that'll be nice. And then let's start moving some guys towards the entrance here. Let's check out what's inside the tomb. All right, my regular is going to move up, get his torch out, and take a look inside. He sees movement. There's a couple skeletons in there, but on the far end he sees something glistening gold. Yes, it's the mummy sarcophagus in the far room. There's a couple of canoptic jars too, so plenty of goodies in there for the team to check out. My infantryman's gonna make a run, and so he's gonna be able to move 8. Get over here like this, and then my janissary is also gonna make a run. He can go the full 10 here. Like that. Okay, we've got an event. So there's a strange pause. No creatures will take any actions this turn. All right. So they seem to be frozen, blinded by the light from our torches. And this mummy over here is doing some navel gazing. So is this one, I guess. So that's a really good chance for me to move the heck away from this mummy and let him just burn up for a few turns. So that's what I'm going to be doing. That's a 10-inch move. My magician. 10-inch move, so 1, 2, 3, 4, we'll say, and then 6 inches over. And then we've got our irregular down here who can make the full 10 and circle around this way. All right, this mummy burns a little bit. 8 wounds remaining. None of the other creatures do anything, which is nice here. And I think we're gonna need to head inside and before they kind of gang up on somebody at the doorway there. So that's what we're gonna do while they're kind of standing there dazed. This irregular is gonna move up, get into combat with that skeleton in there. Take a swing at him. That is not a hit. All right, I'm gonna use my reroll as my last reroll for the game. Hey, there we go. That's a huge hit. Takes out that skeleton. Send the Janissary in next. He is going to sprint into combat with that skeleton there. And let's go ahead and take a swing. 5's not going to do it. Skeleton does get to swing back. And the skeleton does 9 damage to him. Youch. My leader will try and get in there to help out. So he can get all the way into the tomb. And then the doctor is just going to kind of play it safe back here. Is there anybody he can help right now? I mean, obviously the Janissary needs help. You know what? He'll move and go to heal Nazim, my sheik, my magician there. So he can do that next turn. Let's roll for an event. That's a 4. That's another mummy coming in at a random corner here. Corner 2. That's up in the top left. We've got to do something about these skeletons. My Janissary is going to move into combat with that skeleton again and take another swing with his saber. And that time that's going to do it, and that's going to knock this skeleton out. There's one more skeleton in there standing between us and our golden sarcophagus. So this irregular is going to move up and engage him. That's going to be a hit and a kill. My leader is going to move up to the sarcophagus, and he's going to make a courage check now. He needs a 13. He gets to add 3 to this, whatever he rolls. And if he gets that 13, he is going to find the clue that they're looking for that's going to get them to the Temple of Sobek. And not going to do it. And with that failure, he's caused a big issue here, because now he's awoken the pharaonic mummy himself, who rises, who has been disturbed, and who will be attacking our characters next. My rifleman has some oil and torches, so he is going to try and move it up and defend the leader, defend Hassan Bey. So he's going to move up, selflessly use his oil and torches here. So he's going to be at a +1/-1, so it's going to be the roll. And wow! All right. So that definitely hits the mummy. So the mummy is now going to be at 9 points remaining. He starts with 18 health. Or no, he's going to be at 8 health, and he's on fire. So that was a hell of a swing with that torch. There's the mummy's health there. So that was a good start. The mummy is on fire, which we like, but he's going to get to activate here in a second, and we'll see what kind of damage he does. We'll activate these mummies first, though. So this guy's going to go down to 6 health. He finally gets to move. Now we got a mummy over here who's going to move up 5 as well. And now we're going to go with the pharaonic mummy here, who's going to move and take a swing at my leader who's back there for disturbing him. He wants his revenge. Oh, I guess technically that mummy should have attacked my infantryman first. So let's roll that first. So this is the slap back for the heroic infantryman. So yeah, he's going to be hitting my infantryman for a lot of damage here. It's 8, and then he's got strong, so he gets +1 to that. So yeah, infantryman is barely hanging on with 1 wound remaining. Now the mummy's going to take a swing at Hassan, my leader. Oh no, I see the 9. That's a hit. That's 10 damage. Hassan's gone. Hassan takes 10 damage, he's gone. All right, we'll have to figure out what happens to him after the game. So, yeah, don't wake up a mad mummy there. That's what we've learned so far. So nobody wants to be around this mummy, this flaming mummy here. 10 inches. My scout. 10 inches, although he wants to stay away from that mummy as well. Oh, he's going to come in like that and get ready to go in and help if he needs to. He will need a flaming weapon if he's going to go in there, though, so I'm going to have my magician cast it on him. So that's a 10 exactly. The scout gets flaming weapon, so he'll be able to damage those mummies. And the doctor, before the scout activated, the doctor is going to do his thing and help out the scout. Okay, end of turn. Time to roll up an event here. 1. Place the skeleton at a random point along a random table edge. All right, so table edge number 2, so that would be the back table. Random point there, 5, so that's going to be towards the right end. Skeleton, there we go. Oh, this guy would have moved his 5. He's got a long ways to go, though, to get to us. Hopefully we'll be out of there by then. All right, well, I've got to get this clue, and now it's on this angry, evil mummy here. So let's see, who is not on death's door, because my janissary and my infantryman are both 1 wound left. So we're going to go with that infantryman. He's that irregular. He's fresh, so he's going to turn. He's got a torch here, and he's going to swing it. It's a 13. That's a hit, and that is going to do 10 damage. Wow. So 2 absolutely ridiculous whacks with torches take this dude down. That's a big deal. And now we've got what we came here for, because when he searches the charred remains, he finds a map etched in gold, and it's a map that we believe will take us to the Temple of Sobek. And so now we've got to get the heck out of here. Now there's 2 more treasures sitting in here, so I mean, may as well grab them. Janissary is going to search this one. See what he finds. A glass orb. He's immune to the mummy's curse. Okay, that's cool. That reminds me, everyone who got damaged by the mummy needs to make a check here. So that's going to be the infantryman. He needs a 9 or above. All right, there's a 9, and then my leader needs a 9 or above, and he's fine too. So they're not going to have the mummy's curse, thankfully. All right, my infantryman's going to move over and investigate this clue. That's a 7. Pot of ancient golden beads. Add 1 skill die and 1 power die to your fate pool. All right. Well, a little late, but better than never. So that means we've got some extra re-rolls in case we need them on our way out of here. That was 1, 2, 3 activations. It goes over to the remaining mummies here. This guy takes 2 wounds, moves up his 5. Mummy back here moves up 5. Mummy over here gets uncomfortably close to my band. We're going to have to deal with him, I think. Rest of my warband gets to go. So let's see. I'm going to have my native scout here. He's got his flaming big old scimitar there, and he's going to try and use it and see what he can do to this mummy. That is an 11. That's not going to do it, but I'm going to use my fresh reroll I just got here. And there we go. So that mummy is going to take +1, because it's a heavy weapon that I'm swinging with. So he's going to take 10 wounds. He's down to 4, and he's on fire, which is always nice. He does get to swing back, though, so let's see what the mummy can do. Ouch! That's 10 wounds back to my native scout, who is knocked out of the game. My irregular here is going to move up, see if we can finish this dude off. So he's going to be hitting him with a torch, a lit torch. Come on. That's a hit. That is going to be 7 wounds. This mummy is gone. That clears our way to the exit, assuming something nasty doesn't show up. So we're going to make a sprint with the 2 remaining characters here. So this guy's going to go 10 inches. Sprint with the doctor. 8 inches. They're going to start heading towards the boat over there. Random event time 9. Select a random figure from the table, including creatures. A chunk of stone falls from the ceiling on it. It suffers D10 damage. Okay, so let's see here. So this guy's going to be 1, this guy's going to be 8, and then other 6 are going to be my dudes. That's a 7. So that's going to be the doctor. The doctor thinks he's home clear, and an obelisk lands on his head and does 6 damage to him. Okay. All right, down to 4 health remaining. I get to do half of my squad, which is now 3 guys. I'm going to move this guy over in this direction just so that the mummy will follow him and let other folks get the heck out of here. 2 other characters I'll move. My magician. So you can go the full 10 here, and you can explore this clue. And that's a 9. Figure has found a scarab amulet, +1 melee and +1 defense for the rest of the scenario. Okay, so scenario's about done. But you can probably get a pretty penny for that back in Cairo. And then we got an 8-inch from our poor stunned doctor who still doesn't know what happened. That's the mummy's curse there, is getting an obelisk fall on your head while you're running away. Oh, we had a skeleton back here, didn't we? I forgot about him. So he gets to move again. So the skeleton, that was his move from last turn that I forgot about. So he like comes out and does an ambush here for the poor doctor. Doctor has bad luck today, and that just meets the doctor's defense. So that's a hit on the doctor, the poor doctor. Doctor takes 3 wounds. He is down to 1 wound remaining. Oh, doctor, poor doctor. All right, let's see if he can slap back here with his medical bag. He does slap back pretty hard. He turns this skeleton into dust, so that's good news for him. This mummy goes down to 2 wounds remaining. Start chasing this guy. This mummy moves up. And then we've got to make some sprint rolls. So this is going to be for my rifleman. He's going to be going 10 inches. Somewhere around there. Janissary. 10 inches as well. Right next to his buddy. And then my heroic irregular who took out that pharaonic mummy. Okay, event. That's a 10. That's a mummy. And it's going to come from a random corner. The third corner. Oh no. 1, 2, 3. Oh God. All right. I'm here waiting for us. Man, this can't be easy, can it? So I get to activate 3 guys first. I guess I've got to get away from. Well, no, this guy's totally burning up this turn. Oh man, I can't believe there's a mummy waiting for me. All right, well, Nazim, my sheik, my wizard has 1 health point remaining. How many people are on 1 health? The doctor's on 1 health. Nazim is on 1 health. My Janissary and my infantrymen are on 1 health. Everyone is barely clinging on to life here. Yeah, Sirhan and Adenor, my 2 irregulars, are the only ones with decent health right now. They're both at full health. So I think we've got to try and lead this mummy back towards my irregulars and let them handle it. So I know you just sprinted over here to the river, but now you're sprinting back. 8 inches. And the doctor can go wherever he wants here, so he'll hang out and maybe heal him in a second. I can do 1 more move. So let's go ahead and move my irregular up. So we'll move this guy first. He can go 8. He's gonna need to drop a couple inches from climbing over this. So right about there. Mummies get to go. So this guy totally burns. He fizzles out. He doesn't have any muscles left to move him. This mummy gets to move his 5 inches. And this mummy's going to move out 5 inches towards the nearest character. Some sprinting here towards the exit. So my infantryman, my Janissary can go up 10. And then let's try the irregular. Maybe he can get in there and smack him with a torch. That seems to work pretty well on some of the other mummies. So, all right, he's in there. This is Atenur, my irregular, swinging a torch here. No bonuses or anything. And that's a 15. That does hit, that does wound. So that knocks the mummy down to 9 wounds remaining and sets him on fire. Now the mummy gets to swing back here. And that's a big hit. That's 8 damage. That's why I sent somebody in who was at full health. Atenor has 2 health remaining. He has to step back a little bit there. Random event time. That's a 3. Place a were-jackal adjacent to a random column as close as possible to a unit member. Oh no. Why? So a column as close as possible to a unit member. So I guess he can't go in, he can't like start into combat, but the were-jackal pops up out of the sand, I guess, out of the base of this broken obelisk, and is now going to be another pain that we have to deal with to get out of here alive. All right, I get to do 3 guys. What are were-jackals? They're allergic to cold iron and blessed. I don't think I have anything that's cold iron. My leader has blessed, but he's gone. Yeah, so I don't have anything that's going to be especially good against that werejackal. I really just need to take out that mummy and get out of here. So that's what I'm going to try and do. We're going to sprint up with our other irregular. This is Sirhan, and he is going to take a swing with a torch here at the mummy that's standing in their way. All right, that just hits him. He's only going to take 3 wounds from it, though, because I rolled a 3 here. Still hanging on with 6 wounds, and he slaps back. And thankfully misses. All right. Anatur, you're on 2 wounds remaining. Let's see what you can do here. He's going to swing. He's going to miss. And the mummy strikes back. And the mummy does a shit ton of damage. We've got one more guy who can go here. Someone has to survive. I'm gonna make a run with my infantrymen towards that boat. See what we can do here. So he can go 10 inches. He's gonna go 5, and then he's gonna hit difficult ground here. So he's just gonna be able to go 2.5 inches over and try and get that boat into the water. All right, critters get to go. So mummy's going to take 2 damage. He's down to 4, but he's still very dangerous. He's not happy about Sirhan either, so he is going to go into him and fight. 1 more, and he would have been hitting there. Sirhan gets to swing back. And Sirhan actually just hits the mummy with a 12 there. And the mummy is going to take 3 damage. The mummy is down to 1. He is not going to survive his next activation when he is going to turn into a pile of ash. But now we've got a werejackal who's easily going to be able to go up and engage the doctor there. And the werejackal is adding 2 to this. All right, he misses. And the doctor swings back. Good try, but it's not going to be enough, and I don't have a black reroll right now. So Janissary is going to make a run for it. He can go 10, so he's going to be just about where the infantryman is. And then my magician, that's a 10. He's going to have to avoid this enemy and get over here to the shore. And my medic, that's a 10. And once again, I have to avoid that mummy and get over there. And now we roll for random event 4. That's another mummy. And it's going to be a random corner here. Really glad that wasn't a 3. So we got a mummy way back here. I don't think we're going to have to worry about him. I get to activate 2 guys here. It's got to be these ones in the back here to get them out of range of that werejackal. So it's going to be this irregular first, and he's going to be going 10 inches. So he's going to do any other guys here next to the boat. And then my doctor's also going to make a run. He's going to be able to go 10 inches. So he's going to be able to make it into the boat. He's going to pull that down so that the rest of the team can start hopping in. This mummy burns up. This werejackal moves his 8. He's just outside of range there. So that's going to let everybody move into the boat. And make their escape. They've got the map to the Temple of Sobek. They fought and defeated the Pharaoh's mummy. So that was a really exciting game. They barely made it back to the boat back there and got off the table. Hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. This was a real fun one, and thank you for watching.